I've got 5 pieces of game changer backpacking gear, all under $40 that you absolutely need in your backpacking system. And the first one we'll talk about is the FLEXTAIL Gear Tiny Pump X2. And you need to have it in your backpacking gear list because this is a multi-use item that provides a lot of convenience for your backpacking. It is a tiny pump, as the name implies, but it is also a lantern. Multi-use items like this that solve problems, that provide solutions are just awesome to have in your backpacking system. What I love about the FLEXTAIL pump is this makes it really easy to pump up your sleeping pad, your pillow, so you don't have to carry those one-use type of pump sacks that are just terrible and not fun to use. This makes a huge, huge difference in being able to quickly blow up your air pad and use it as a lantern for your tent. Again, multi-use. Jump down in the description and get yourself one of these. Now, I love finding unique and different pieces of gear for backpacking that are just fun to use, and this Camping Moon adapter really fits that category of unique gear items that are super cool. This is an adapter that is a stand on one end and then allows you to turn any kind of upright canister stove like this FIREMAPLE Buzz stove that I've got here that normally would have to attach and screw right onto the top of a butane canister for it to function. But with this Camping Moon adapter, I can take it and make this a remote canister stove. So I actually have the ability to invert my butane canister for better cold weather performance and have a stable base for this to sit on. But the other cool thing is you actually have 2 valves on this adapter. I could actually run 2 different stoves at once, or in the case of the other piece of gear we're going to talk about today, a gas lantern can attach to the top of this adapter, and I can have light for if I'm cooking in the dark or just have that ambiance, and then be able to prepare like a cup of hot cocoa or coffee or whatever. But I could also run 2 stoves simultaneously off of one canister if I wanted. This thing is also linked down in the description for you to check out because I think this creates a solution for a lot of people in their backpacking. One of my favorite pieces of gear that I have found and been using recently on my trips is a gas lantern. This is the orange lantern from FIREMAPLE, but I've also picked up this BRS little gas lantern that is seriously just a fantastic and super fun piece of gear to have out on a backpacking trip. Instead of having a fire, or if you have fire restrictions, or you don't want to have the harsh light that can come from an LED, using a gas lantern like this really can create some awesome ambiance for sitting around camp and just having that really nice light that comes from a flame like this, as opposed to maybe the harsh white light of an LED from a headlamp and such. For a really low cost, like under $40, you can take this with you and just, again, have that really nice ambiance that comes from a cool little gas lantern like this. Really lightweight, comes in a nice hard plastic case, but even the BRS, which is a tad smaller than the FIREMAPLE option, is also a lot of fun, and again, just a cool, unique piece of gear to take out on a backpacking trip that it's fun. That's all it is. It's just a fun piece of gear. Next piece of game-changing gear is this Bluetooth thermometer from Govee. This is awesome because this allows for you to collect data when you are out on your backpacking trips. I personally really enjoy being able to see what the high temperature is, as well as the overnight low temperature when I'm out on a trip. That helps me understand if my sleep system that I am taking with me is performing the way that I want it to. And for about 15 bucks, you get this really lightweight, small digital thermometer that connects to your phone, has a really great, easy to use app that makes it so you can see those high temperatures, those low temperatures, the average temperature, and it's just super cool. My good friend Jason from Huck Outdoors is actually who led me onto this after I'd been using a really basic, simple digital thermometer that never showed the high and low temps, is just the current ambient temperature outside. But being able to pull up the app on your phone and see what that temperature is overnight, the current temperature, also the relative humidity of the area that you're in, super cool. Really fun little piece of gear for super cheap that weighs next to nothing, that adds a lot of information to your backpacking trips. The last thing we'll talk about today is something that I think is really important to have on your trips that I don't think a lot of people carry, and that is a super small type of multi-tool, whether that is the Gerber Dime like I've got here, or the Leatherman Squirt, or this from Victorinox. There's lots of options out there for multi-tools, but having a tiny tool like this does make a big difference in being able to take care of things around camp with your gear and such. That is just kind of a no-brainer in a lot of cases for you to have. And I'll typically carry this in my first aid kit and just keep it there for a lot of like first aid situations, but also gear repair. So on this Gerber Dime, I've got a pair of spring-loaded pliers, but there's a small knife in here. There's a flathead screwdriver, which actually plays a lot of importance for somebody that is carrying a camera. Maybe use a Peak Design capture clip on your backpack and you've got that Arca Swiss type of plate on the bottom of your camera. Those often come loose and you might not have something with you to be able to tighten that up. And so using the flathead screwdriver on this and having access to that in your backpacking kit makes it so that you can tighten that plate up and everything. Just the benefits of the couple ounces that a multi-tool adds to your system really adds a lot of utility to your backpacking gear. And I love having a multi-tool with me for those reasons. Thanks for watching today, guys. If you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hope you have an awesome day. Catch you on the next one. See you later.